Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. So this is going to be a little series of videos featuring the new release from Dina Wakley. So she's got these fabulous new colours which are a little bit darker than the pastel colours that she released, and they kind of sit somewhere between the pastel colours and the normal brights. So I just love them. I think, like, for doing rainbows and layering on top, they're going to be a great addition. So she's also released some brand new brushes. The one that I'm using here is one of them. I think it's a 3/4 inch brush. It's a lovely size, especially for working on the larger size journal pages. So this is one of the new purples. It's called Heather, or is it lavender? No, it's lavender. I am going to get those so confused now. And then there's this new pink. I think this might be called taffy. I've still got to learn the names yet. I'm not so hot with those. I'll get there. These colours work really nicely together, and I know if you follow Dina, which you probably do if you're watching this video, she's been playing with some of these colours on her subscriber lives, and she's been creating some really pretty stuff. These colours do work really nicely together, and you can see I'm just layering them on top of each other. I am playing in the ledger journal, which I guess for those of you that haven't got one might be a bit frustrating, but of course any of these techniques that you see here will transfer across to any other journal. This is a new coaster stencil. I think it's called Pointed Doily or something like that. And again, here I'm just going to add some stenciling using some of the colours I've already used on my page. So the other new stencil in this release is this lovely text stencil, which is called Feel Your Magic. One of my favourite text stencils of Dina's was the old mantra stencil, so I think this may well be a very good replacement for that, seeing as now you can't get hold of that one. I love adding a bit of text onto my journal pages. So this journal page, I didn't really like it when I'd finished it. Although the colours were pretty and they worked really nicely, I just wasn't so keen on it. But when I came back to look at it and to edit the video, I actually really do like how it came together. And I did kind of come back and add some finishing touches, which I'll talk you through at the end. So here I'm just going to use the black paint and I'm going to draw with the nozzle. So I'm just squeezing it really lightly. A little bit of a tricky technique. You have to get the pressure just right, otherwise you end up with a great big blob coming out if you're not careful or not enough. But you know, you can draw with the bottle, and then of course while the paint is wet you can glue pieces down, because as it dries it will act like glue. I am also going to use the Dina Wakley media glue just to be super sure. These are the stamps from the new stamp release, and this is like a little seed pod. I think this is one of my favourite ones. I really like this, and I kind of knew that I wanted to pop these down the centre of my page. I've stamped them onto white card. The reason for that is that they're going to be a lovely contrast with the creamy page and then these pale pastel colours. I knew that adding that pop of black and white was going to work really well. But it was about now where I was starting to think, I don't like this page. It's really not, it's not speaking to me. But I kind of know that when you feel like that, the best thing to do is either step away, leave it alone and come back to it, or just keep going and use those techniques that you know work. So now I'm going back in with that stencil, and I've got some black left on my mat, as you can see. I'm just pulling a little bit of black text out from those images across my page. Now, not a lot, and it's not dark because I had watered that black down so that I could do some splatters. I've also managed to do a bit of printing with the stencil. You can see I've blobbed some black paint too, but it doesn't matter. Going in with a bit of a text stamp now. This is not a Dina one. This is Stampers Anonymous. I think it's a Tim Holtz one. and I'm just adding a bit of text. Then I'm going in with some white and just stamping some circles onto my journal. And that's a cookie cutter that I'm using there. So you can see I'm starting to throw those techniques that I know build a good page, because I was like, I'm just not feeling it. Anyway, this is where you can see that I had added a few more elements. So I felt it needed a bit more interest. So you can see I have added some colour onto 3 of the seed pods, the ones that are down the centre. I've picked out each of those colours that I've used, the new blue, pink and purple, and added those in there. And then I've also added a little bit of stamping on using paint directly onto the same stamp, so it's cohesive and I'm not introducing anything else. And that is blackberry that I've used there. So I've used a colour from the same palette as the pastels that are on there already, and I think that kind of works really nicely in bringing that page together. So I think the lesson here is, you know, when we create those pages that we don't like, just keep going. Oh, I've also added a border around the edge. I think don't give up. You can step away and come back, and sometimes that can give you a different insight into ideas, and you can look at it differently when you step away. But also, you know, just use those techniques that you know work. So go in with your contrast, with your black and your white. Does it need more images on there? Does it need calming down? A bit of text, splatters. There are so many ways that you can pull a page together. So this kind of shared this to like just show you that I do create things that don't always bring me vast amounts of joy. But I actually ended up really liking this page, even though it took a bit of getting there, and it did fight me along the way. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope to see you again soon. Come back over the next few days to see more inspiration using Dina's new release.